Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 28th February 2025. So before seeing current affairs, I want to make a small announcement, guys. So if you want to take a foundation course, so here we in Rathods Science Academy we are going to start new batch for prelims cum mains foundation course. So the key features of this course are like you will be having just 5 hours of classes every day, and you will be having daily answer writing practice, and weekend test will be there, and the classes will be taken by expert faculty, and the classes will be taken in English, and we are going to give you the very advanced material of both your static and as well as current affairs, and you will be having complete mentorship here for prelims, mains and interview, and I will be staying in institute from morning to evening, so that if you have any doubt you can directly come to me and you can clear your doubts. And we are providing both on offline and also online, and if you have any doubts you can call us on the number 8074765513. Okay, now let us see the first article, guys. So see the title. Okay, title says no negotiation over annexed Ukrainian territory, says Kremlin. So actually we are studying about this topic from last 3 days. So it is about US and Russia. They want to mediate to end this Russia-Ukraine war, right? So here this article is important from this topic called as Russia-Ukraine war. And this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations. Okay, so what are the dimensions you have to see is, you have to see why this Russia-Ukraine war is in news. That means present context. So now present context is 3 years completed. So third anniversary of this Russia-Ukraine war had been done. So now here in the present context, US wants to involve, and especially in this Trump 2.0 era. So he wants to mediate this Russia-Ukraine war, and we want to end this. And in yesterday's class we already studied that in our United Nations General Assembly 2 resolutions had been proposed. So in that 2 resolutions, one resolution is by US and second resolution is by Ukraine, and they want to end this Russia-Ukraine war. So this is the present context which is going on, why this Russia-Ukraine war is in news. That is about anniversary, that is about US involvement and resolutions in United Nations General Assembly. And what are the dimensions that you have to see? So last in 2022, if I am not wrong, there was a question which is map based question regarding Ukraine. So which are the countries sharing boundary with Ukraine? That means, so because of this anniversary of Russia-Ukraine war, so already UPSC gave question regarding Ukraine, so it may give a question regarding Russia. Okay, you have to see about Russia and its bordering countries. Russia and its bordering countries you have to know, and you have to try to keep a mnemonic so that you can remember that. And next dimension you have to see is especially what is NATO and what is Warsaw Pact. So why NATO and Warsaw Pact? So in yesterday's class we discussed US President made some statements regarding NATO membership of Ukraine. So you may get a question regarding this NATO. And next important area that you have to focus is, what are the causes of this eruption of war between this Russia and Ukraine from mains, and you have to see what is the impact. So because of this Russia-Ukraine conflict, so in which areas we had impact. For example, you can see global trade, you can see about supply chains, and even different countries are facing inflation because of this Russia-Ukraine war, and you have to see there is also increased loss of life and as well as loss of property in Ukraine, and even there is increased pollution because of using of missiles, using of bombs, etc. And not only that, you have to see about contributions of Western countries to this Ukraine in helping, in finance, everything. And you have to see about what are the geopolitical implications as well. So if you see all these things, then your main thing will be done. And apart from that, even you have to see about what are the measures can be taken to control this war-like situations, And even you have to see that we are having multinational organizations or international organizations, for example, United Nations Security Council. So here the important role and function of this United Nations Security Council, it is to establish peace, right? It is to establish peace. But what is it doing if there is Russia-Ukraine war is happening? And again here you have to know about this P5 country, and one such a P5 country is Russia. So Russia is enjoying what? Veto power. So if anything it wants to pass in this United Nations Security Council, now Russia is using veto power. So that you may get a question regarding what is the role of multinational organizations, MNOs, multinational organizations, in ensuring peace across the world. And you may get a question regarding directly, is the role of United Nations Security Council is decreasing or not? What is your opinion? Comment on this. On this also you can get a question. Okay. So all these are the areas that you have to focus, and especially focus on what is happening now. Okay, if you know what is happening now, so if any future articles, if they are going to come in the newspaper, and you will be well thoroughly knowing about that. Okay, now let us see the present thing. So actually you know that here US is trying to end this Russia-Ukraine war, they want to involve in the process. So actually what happened here is, now from Russian side they are firmly saying that whatever the areas they had been occupied so far by Russia and Ukraine, we are not going to talk about that, and we are not going to give that territories to Ukraine back. So that is the thing which he mainly said here. So one spokesperson of Russia, his name is Kremlin, so he has firmly rejected any negotiation regarding status of 5 Ukrainian regions. So far since 2014 onwards, around 5 areas they had been occupied. In 2014, you know, one important area of Ukraine had been occupied, that is called as Crimea. And after that, from this last 3 years onwards, 4 areas which had been occupied by Russia and Ukraine, and they are not going to talk, they are not willing to talk about anything regarding this 5 Ukrainian regions which had been occupied by Russia. And you have to know about these 5 regions for sure, and there may be a prelims question, guys. Okay, so if you see some important details, it mainly says that yes, from Russian side they are very strong that we are not going to talk about this, and from Russian side they clearly gave information that which are those annexed territories. As of now there are 5 territories and they are inscribed in its constitution. That means they are very much strong about their annexed territories. And even they said that yes, we made some changes in our constitution and we include those areas as a part of Russia. So we are not going to talk about that thing anymore, and we are not recognizing, okay, we are not recognizing about the Western powers or Ukraine. So whichever the country, they will come for negotiation. So don't talk about this 5 areas. So this is a thing which mainly said from Russia. And if you see about the historical context of annexation, so it is not for the first time Russia annexed some areas of this Ukraine, but even 2014 itself, that is in 2014, so Russia annexed Crimea. It is very important strategical location for increasing of presence of Russia in Black Sea region. Okay, and later on now they annexed 4 other regions. And if you see the current military landscape of Russia, they are claiming that annexation is happened. But the problem here is Russia is not having the full control on that regions. Even though they are not having the full control over that declared regions, they don't want to give it back to Ukraine. Okay, and even Ukraine is also doing some retaliation measures. In that retaliation measures, so one area which had under control of Russia had been taken back by Ukraine, that is called as Kursk region. Apart from that, let us see which are the areas which are under the control of Russia now. So first one here is, as you know, Crimea, which had been annexed in year 2014, and the recent annexation 2022, the areas like Donetsk and Luhansk, Zaporizhia and Kherson, they were under control. So in these areas, this Zaporizhia is very important because it is a region where there is the largest nuclear power company or power industry of this Ukraine is located, and because of that it had been occupied, so that the energy security of this Ukraine had been affected now because of annexation of this Zaporizhzhia. And you have to open map and you have to see the regions where they are present. I think this is not much clear, but this part is Crimea, and especially this is Russia, right? So the areas which are present near this Russia and Ukraine border, they had been occupied, okay? So these are the areas which had been occupied, and you have to make a note of these areas. Open your map and clearly see these areas. And here you may get a question like, so in how many ways you can get question? They will give you, consider the following areas which are recently occupied by Russia, and they will give the areas, and there you have to identify them. Or else they will give you a question like, arrange these areas in Ukraine from north to south, or south to north, or east to west, or west to east. So in this way also you may get a question, and you have to be very much clear about this areas. Okay, now let us see the next article. Title says, Deep Sea Region Identified in Tamil Nadu for Oil and Gas Exploration. So this article is talking about one important area, that is Deep Sea Region. Deep Sea Region, and why it is in news? And in this Deep Sea Region they are going for exploration of what? Exploration of two things. First one is oil, and next one is gas. Okay, so where you will be coming across this deep sea is also called as abyssal plain. So in your geography, in GS paper 1 in geography, that too in world geography, you will be reading this oceanography chapter. Oceanography. So in this oceanography you will be studying about relief features, ocean relief features, and in these features we have major relief features and as well as minor relief features, major and minor. So in major relief features you will be studying about continental shelf, continental slope, and you have continental rise and deep sea or abyssal plain. And in minor you will be studying about mountains, fjords, trenches, etc. So here this deep sea is part of your major ocean relief feature, okay. So here what you have to see, you have to see about diagram, especially in your geography you will be drawing this kind of diagram, right. So here you have to mention different kind of features. So here we have continental shelf, this is continental slope, this is continental rise, this is deep sea plains or abyssal plains, these are mountains, and fjords are nothing but we are having the flat structure, and if this mountain is above water level it is called as island. So this deep structure is called as trench. Okay, all these things that you have to revise, and you have to see what are the specific features of each and every relief feature. Okay, that is the thing that you have to do from deep sea. And next, apart from geography, you have to see about what are the advantages of this deep sea and what are the resources we can get from this deep sea. Because of this presence of oil and gas now, this Tamil Nadu is going for exploration. That means we will be getting lots of resources. So whatever the resources that we are getting from ocean, they are called as blue economy. Blue economy. So here there is a chance of getting question, guys. So listen carefully. So how this blue economy is contributing to our growth and development of a country. And you can get a question like, what is the potential, what is significance of blue economy. That means here in this question you can add a note that yes, Tamil Nadu is going for exploring this oil and gas from this deep sea. It is very important. So like that you can also write some value addition point if you are getting this kind of questions. And next one is, they are going for exploration of this oil and gas, right. So this oil and gas, they comes under non-renewable energy sources. And as of now you have to see about in India where this oil and gas reserves are present. Why they are going for this deep sea mining now? You have to see that. So first one here is oil and gas reserves in India you have to search, and you have to search about in which states we have this sources, and now you have to see about what are the advantages of this going of exploration of oil and gas in this region, and you have to see about what are the potential impacts. So whenever you are going for oil, then what happened? There is a chance of formation of oil spills. Oil spill is nothing but formation of the layer of oil on this water because of changing of density between oil and water. That is causing lot of problem for the biodiversity which is present there. So especially they are going for exploration in this Gulf of Mannar, and Gulf of Mannar region is very famous for sea cow. Okay, sea cow. So that is present, that is called as dugong. Dugong is present only in this region. So if they are going for exploration of oil there, if there is a formation of oil spill, it will be affecting that dugong, that is called as sea cow. So you have to see all these things from environment point of view, from geography point of view, from economy point of view, everything should be interlinked. Okay. Now let us see the context. If you see the context, it says that Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas included around 10,000 square kilometers area in this Gulf of Mannar. Open the map and see where this Gulf of Mannar and Pak Strait is located. It is in the southern coast of Tamil Nadu, and they are going for tendering for hydrocarbon exploration, that is nothing but oil and gas exploration here. So if you see some important details, the first point that you have to remember is, yes, if you are going for exploration, we will be getting economy. That means it is helpful for the growth of our country. On another side, even we are having some concerns regarding environment. Okay, the exploration of these hydrocarbon reserves in this Gulf of Mannar, that could lead to economic benefits, because we can get oil and as well as gas reserves, gas production in our country, but there are some risks like marine environment is getting affected, and even local livelihood of these people will be getting affected, because mostly the coastal areas, the people's occupation is fishing, that will be getting affected, and it is also posing a significant challenge in balancing of these environment and as well as economy. It is nothing but ethical dilemma. And next one here is, whenever we are going for exploration of these hydrocarbons in this region, there is also a threat of biodiversity, because there are many endangered species which are present in this Gulf of Mannar biosphere reserve. Okay, so because of this, it is going to affect through, for example, habitat destruction may happen, oil spills may happen, noise pollution may happen during this exploration process. So that is causing marine biodiversity threat. And next one here is regulatory framework. So actually, whenever we are going for giving of this licenses for this exploration of this gas and as well as oil, then what happened? We need to have a proper regulatory framework, and we are obviously focusing on encouraging of investment, but on another side we have to focus on environment impact as well. So we have to implement stringent environmental safeguards so that we can protect vulnerable ecosystems in this region during the exploration as well as extraction process. And next one here is community impacts. As you all know that whenever we are going for any project or any mining, so there will be limited movement of people, there will be restriction of the people. Then what happen? Obviously fisherman rights will be getting affected. They can't go into the water and go for fishing in that area. Okay, concerns from fisherman and as well as local community, that will lead to disruption of their livelihoods. Okay, next one here is, whenever we want to go for this kind of projects in which we have ethical dilemmas regarding economy and as well as environment, we have to focus on proper monitoring. Proper research is very important before going for that, okay, so that we can minimize environmental risk. So now let us see some facts regarding this abyssal plain or deep sea plain. So these are gently sloping areas of the oceanic basins, and they are the flattest and as well as smoothest eroded form of land that we can see, and especially it covers 40% of our ocean floor, and the depths of this deep sea will be varying from 3,000 to 6,000 meters, that is around 3 kilometers to 6 kilometers. And these plains are covered by very fine grained sediments like clay and as well as silt. Okay, let us see the next article. India slams Pakistan at UNHRC meet on Jammu and Kashmir issue. So this article is very important, guys. So this is issue between India and Pakistan. Okay, let us see this article. So this article is talking about India-Pakistan relations. It is talking about India-Pakistan relations. So this article is important from GS paper 2 under IR. Okay. So why it is in news? India is slamming Pakistan in where? In United Nations Human Rights Commission. So here whenever India is slamming Pakistan regarding Human Rights Commission, we can understand that Pakistan is doing some activities which is affecting human rights of Indians. So what are the activities which are done by Pakistan? For example, terrorism and even infiltration and even they are planning attacks and even they are going for drug smuggling and as well as arms smuggling. And even POK area, Pak occupied Kashmir is under administration of Pakistan. So because of all these events, what happening? So there is violation of human rights. There is violation of human rights is happening. So because of this, India is slamming Pakistan in this United Nations Human Rights Commission. So here you have to see about some basic facts regarding this UNHRC. So from this area you can get a prelims based question, guys. You have to be very much careful, okay. And from India-Pakistan relations, so you have to see about history. So in this history, in your modern history, you will be studying about this Mountbatten Plan, and you have to see why this partition of this India happened, and after this partition happened, so what are the advantages for India and what are the advantages for this Pakistan. So most of the fertile lands of India went to this Pakistan from both this East Pakistan and West Pakistan side. So you have to see that, and you have to see about the river which we are sharing between India and Pakistan, that is Indus water. And recently this Indus water treaty is also in news because India is asking for this meetings, but Pakistan is not responding because it is most benefited from that, but not we. So like that you have to see what are the history related things, and even you have to see if there are any areas of cooperation. So what are that areas of cooperation? One area of cooperation is just Indus water treaty itself. You have to see that, and even we came up with lots of agreements regarding border management, but most of the times they will be getting violated. So keep it aside, but see that what are the agreements, and you have to see about what are the challenges we are facing between India and Pakistan relations, and you have to see about what are the measures that you can see. So challenges means terrorism is happening, and even China-Pakistan economic corridor is also a problem, and even this Pakistan is not allowing us to use its airspace also, so that we can't reach Afghanistan. So because of this we are taking help of Iran, that is Chabahar port, to reach Afghanistan. Okay, and even there is fishermen issue between India and Pakistan, and recently this Tandal movie also released, it is about that only. So all these are the different challenges that we are having, okay, see that. And even you can also see about different terror organizations, they are working from Pakistan, and even you can see about this topic of state sponsored terrorism. State sponsored terrorism is seen in Pakistan. You have to understand what is state sponsored terrorism. So all these are very important from your mains, guys. And now let us see this article. Title says India has vocally criticized, India literally criticized Pakistan during United Nations Human Rights Council meeting concerning the Jammu and Kashmir issue. So regarding this Jammu and Kashmir issue, India vocally criticized Pakistan in this United Nations Human Rights Council or Commission. Okay. So now let us see some facts regarding this Human Rights Council. So it is intergovernmental body within United Nations itself. So because of this, UN is there in between that, United Nations Commission. So actually this council has created by United Nations General Assembly, that is UNGA created it in 2006, and headquarters located in Geneva, Switzerland. So why? Because to strengthen and for the promotion and protection of human rights across the globe. So if human rights violation is happening, so they will make some recommendations to stop this human rights violation. And what is the membership? So this council is having as of now 47 member states, and they are elected by General Assembly of United Nations through direct and secret ballot system. Okay, and this membership is based on equitable geographical distribution. It is very important. So based on geographical distribution, they are giving the membership. For example, African states, they will be having 13 seats, and Asian Pacific having 13 seats. Latin American and Caribbean states have 8 seats. Western European and other states have 7 seats. Eastern European states have 6 seats. Okay, and if the member had been elected, means that member will be serving for 3 years period. And after this 3-year period, they are not eligible for immediate reappointment, but after serving the 2 consecutive terms, they can go for appointment again. Okay, and next article. Okay, so now the next article, it is about next article is about India's olive Ridley turtle numbers improve, but climate skews sex ratio. It is very important topic, and as you all know that this time it is best suitable for mass nesting of olive Ridleys, and you know that to this Odisha coast, that is Rushikulia coast, so most of these olive Ridley turtles, they came for breeding. So they are coming for this breeding, okay, and large number of this olive Ridley turtles already reached the beach. Okay, it is a good news, but the problem is with climate. So what is happening here is there is increasing of climate change. So because of this increasing of climate change, what happened? So there is increasing of temperature in the sand. So these turtles, they will, if you see this image, you can clearly understand that turtles are coming from water and they are coming to the beach, and they will lay eggs in this sand only, in this coast only they will lay the eggs. That means this sand will be acting as a medium for incubation for these eggs. Okay, so they are coming and they are laying eggs in this coast. Climate change is happening, because of that there is increasing of temperature, because of that the temperature which is present in the sand is also increased. Because of that temperature, whenever the eggs are hatching, so mostly females are coming outside rather than males. So this is the problem now. Okay, so here in this first paragraph itself, they clearly said that there is rising of sand temperature due to climate change. Because of that, it is causing a large proportion of these turtles to be females. Okay, so whenever females are more, means what happens in the next generation, they will also come for breeding within 1 year or 2 years. Then there will be more number of female population compared to that of males. If males is not there, means if they are going, how they will go for fertilization? They cannot go for fertilization. So this is also one important problem. So the concern here is, if we are having male good number in this generation, then in the next generation again the females will be increasing. So if in the next generation, if there are males or less, means what happens if more females are there? They can't go for fertilization, and again their number will be decreased. So this is the one important problem that now we are having. Okay, so see some facts regarding this olive Ridley turtles, that's it. So India's olive Ridley turtle population show a promising growth. Now in this mass nesting event, it is called as Aribada, around 4 lakhs to 5 lakhs turtles they gathered on this Rushikulia beach, which is located in this coast of Odisha. Okay, so this study says that yes, we are taking good conservation efforts, especially along this coastline. So whenever the conditions are good, then only we can attract more number of turtles. Yes, it is happening. That means we can understand that if there is a more number of turtles are coming to the coast, we can understand that yes, we are providing good marine ecosystem. We are maintaining the health of this marine ecosystem, and we are taking effective conservation strategies, and we are trying to protect these turtles. Okay, that is the thing that we can understand. And apart from this, there is a skewed sex ratio. There will be more females compared to that of males in the next generation because of this climate change, because of this increased sand temperature. So it is one of the cause of concern now. So here we have to go for doing some research regarding how can we control this population, so that we can ensure the equal balance of males and as well as females in the next generation. And even we have to go for public engagement and as well as education, that yes, this Aribada event is happening. So we have to engage communities and as well as tourists in this conservation efforts, and as well as we can raise some awareness campaigns also, so that we can preserve this kind of unique ecosystems and species in our habitat. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here, that's it, nothing more than this. And next article, it is about counting matters. Delimitation must remain true to both representation and federalism. So as you all know that delimitation we are going to have soon after this new population data is released. And delimitation is nothing but we are redrawing constituencies according to their population. So what is the problem here is, if you see TFR, that is total fertility rate, it is high in northern areas compared to the southern areas. In southern areas, what happened, population is comparatively low with when we are comparing with north. So if you are going for redrawing of these constituencies, so do we have equal number of share of seats? No. So that is the problem, or that is the thing which mainly the concern of southern states. Okay, so because of this, recently Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, he came up with a national debate regarding delimitation and number of seats reserved. Okay, that is the thing, already we discussed this topic in detail in our yesterday's class. Just see about what is this delimitation, so what is this process, and when this delimitation had been done in our country, and what are the advantages and disadvantages. I said this thing very clear in our yesterday's class. And now let us see the next article. So this article is about a process where free and fair elections will be a casualty. This article is most important from your polity, and you may, or 100% there will be question regarding election commission for sure. So this article is talking about election commission. So as you all know that election commission, it is one independent constitutional body which is responsible for conducting of free and fair elections in our country. And which article talks about this? Article 324. So in this election commission, so how many members we have? That is Chief Election Commissioner and 2 other election commissioners will be there. So recently appointment of this election commissioners and chief election commissioners happened, and we discussed, right? So the problem here is, whatever the selection committee is there, in that selection committee, earlier we used to have Supreme Court judge, and this Supreme Court judge has removed, and instead of that one cabinet minister has been appointed. So these are the recent changes which happened in selection committee of this election commissioners. So because of this, now what happened here is, there is increased intervention of ruling party in this process. So if there is increased intervention of this political parties, can we ensure free and fair elections? No, not at all. So this is the concern which is said in this article. That's it, nothing more than this. Okay, now let us see that article, what they are saying clearly. So Chief Election Commissioner and other 2 election commissioners, they will be appointed. Okay, appointed, right? So in that appointment, so there is one law, that is Chief Election Commissioners and other election commissioners appointment, conditions of service and term of office bill 2023 has sparked a significant debate regarding appointment process of this Chief Election Commissioners and as well as election commissioners in India. So actually what happened here is, we have a selection committee, and this selection committee will be recommending the names for the president for the appointment. And recently there is a replacement of CJI, that is nothing but Supreme Court Chief Justice, with a cabinet minister in a selection committee. So because of this, we can't ensure impartiality in appointment process. Okay, so that is the one important point they said. And second one is, the law which is compliance with the constitutional mandates is questionable now. Like how we can ensure transparency in the election process. So there is increased intervention of the political party, that too which is ruling political party will be there. And if the member which is suggested by this ruling political party, who had been appointed by this election commissioner, chief election commissioner, obviously that person will be favoring that political party. How can we ensure free and fair elections? No, that is the second important point. And next one here is, there is a lack of transparency issues, and even whoever the members are selected by this search committee, so there is no accountability, and they are not releasing the criteria on what basis they selected that person. That means there is no accountability and transparency. And now voters, they deserve clarity on who is chosen to oversee the integrity of elections, and they are not releasing the information for the public. So because of this, there is no proper legitimacy. And next one here is political composition of the selected committee is dominated by now Prime Minister and as well as Cabinet Minister. That means there is no balance of power. Balance of power is towards the favoring of the political party, so that that can lead to the more political agendas, and because of this the principles of impartiality cannot be maintained. And even ECI to command the public confidence. So how the people will believe in elections now? Already voter turnout is very less, it is around 65 to 70% only, and now if there is more involvement of a political party in appointing of a CEC and as well as ECs, how can we improve this public confidence, public trust? So this is also one question which had been remained. Okay, so these are some important topics that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much guys, and whatever the work I am giving, try to do that. It is for you, your sake only. Okay, so that work will be very useful for your prelims and as well as mains. So if you do this, then only you can revise the things and you can interlink what is there in your book with what is happening around, and it will be useful for even your developing of perspectives in your interview as well. And thank you so much, and if you like this class, please hit the like button and please to share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy, don't forget.